I'm very excited about our next guest because she doesn't know this, but I hope she does, that she is a star. I've always seen Rachel as a star. If you don't know who Rachel is, you have to watch a video she did. She did a video, and it's in our exhibit hall. Rachel Cluth shows her home hemodialysis treatment, and she tells everything. She shares her home. She shares how she hooked it up. It should be a reality TV special, in my opinion. It's pretty exciting that she shares so much knowledge, and she's a great advocate, and she has an incredible family. She has two kids. She works full time, and she does home dialysis. And one thing I like the most about Rachel is she's got a wicked sense of humor. And I know if you have a chronic illness, you have to have a sense of humor, and I get a little demented at times. I don't know if other people do, but sometimes my sense of humor gets a little warped. And I know Rachel and I connect on that. So, Rachel, I'm so happy you're here and you're going to be the game show host today for this new thing that we're trying to do to have fun and make educational fun. So, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we're going to pick two people from the audience, and hopefully they're going to come over and you can then start the process. But in the meantime, tell us a little bit about, your story as we pull people over for the game show. And I'm going to sign off.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rachel. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Lori. You're far too kind. Let me set my water down. Watch it spill. So as Lori said, I am a home hemo patient. I was fortunate enough to do their video series on the home dialysis experience. Yeah, it's a really good video. It's very informative. It's in the hall, as she said. I've posted it online several times. I'm always looking to go out to people who I have small children. I don't have a lot of space. I want to work and just try to reach out to them and say, like, look, it can be done. When I started doing home hemo, we lived in an 800 square foot trailer and there were 4 of us in it. So like it can be done. And not only that, the things that you have that seem like such mountains in your mind to overcome really are not that bad. I don't want to stick myself. Well, it hurts less if you stick yourself. I promise. Like it's the weirdest mind thing, but yeah, so I mean, home hemo is my life besides my children and my job. You can see I have my machine over there hanging out. My 14-year-old's in the room with me. I said, if it starts beeping, just turn it off. Just push the silent button. So, do we have our contestants yet, Lori?
We are pulling over some contestants. And so I think, Suzette, I want you to just maybe share the slides, and we're just having a little fun. Everybody's going to be winners, and we're excited about this. This session's going to go about 20-25 minutes. It may put us behind a little bit, but I think it's going to be worth it. So I have a question, Rachel. So you're while we're waiting for this, so you're on the transplant list, right? And
Yes,
they say
ma'am.
you're very close, right? Like almost almost pregnant, right?
So I've been listed at St. Luke's for going on 3 years out of the 6 years that I've been on dialysis. First, I had to like lose weight, and then I got listed one place, but they were like, you need to lose 20 pounds. They never told me there was a cutoff for that. So then they called me a year later, they dropped me. And I heard if I went to a different hospital, they have like a higher BMI. So that's where I've been for the last 3 years. But honestly, every year I go in there, they're like, you have like 2% antibodies. You're at the top of the list. You're young. It's coming. And I'm like, okay, where's she at?
Well, and
So
also too, you're a juvenile diabetic, right? So you have
I have,
diabetes.
it's like type 1.5, I think is what new age doctors are calling that. So technically I was diagnosed at 18, which is like considered type 2, but all of the standard treatments for type 2 don't really work for me. So I saw a doctor and they were like, let's try insulin. Insulin works. So I've been on insulin since like 2007. So, like 2 years after I got diabetes. And then whenever it finally killed my kidneys, um, because I mean, I was in my 20s, I made like $10 an hour and I had a small child. I could not afford medication, let alone a doctor's appointment. So, I mean, the reason my kidneys failed was because of uncontrolled diabetes. Um, and once they failed, obviously I had like a job with insurance. I had Medicare now. So I had all of these things to actually help treat the disease that put me in this horrible situation. And I was like, look, can I get this CGM and this insulin pump that talk to each other? And like, it honestly is life changing. I feel like if everybody had access to this type of care, diabetes would not be affecting as many people's lives as it is right now. So, I mean, it sucks that I had to get to that low of a level, like health wise, before I could even like get those things. I'm happy I have them now. I'm looking forward to like when I get a transplant, it'll help me not like kill a new kidney with diabetes because that can happen, right? So yeah, that's basically type
That's
one and a
pretty much
half.
it. And we're bringing over the candidates, but just tell us a little bit about your children before we start. Your two girls.
They were like jumping up. So I have two daughters, Emma and Elissa. Elissa is my youngest. She's 8 years old. She's my little ballerina. She does ballet, she's really good at it. She's trying to work towards a trophy because after 4 years, her ballet studio will give you a trophy. My older one, that's my helper. Her name is Emma. She is 14. She just started her first year of high school. We just did first homecoming and all of that fun stuff. Like, shares in Texas, so she knows all these people you see on Instagram who have these giant things on their chest for like homecoming. That's us. So I made her a mom. It was fun. She does piano and she does theater, which theater has been really, really good for her. And yeah, I mean, if you watch the videos, then you'll see both my kids. Like, I think there's a scene where I get my next stage delivery and like all of them carry it in. I live in a 2-story house now, and like some of these boxes are heavy. My 14-year-old like trucks that stuff up the stairs. Like, my machine is on the carpet. So every day before I do treatment, I'm like, Emma, come push the machine. And I mean, she does it. If I need anything, she's like my gopher. She gets me all my stuff. Like, one of them will be a nurse or a doctor. I'm very confident that after them seeing all this and being exposed to it, like, I will get a nurse out of one of them.
Well, that's a great, Rachel. Please share. So I want to welcome everybody to Kidney Connect Trivia, where knowledge meets hope, with your host, Rachel Cluth. So take it away, Rachel. This is first time we ever did this session, and I hope you like our little image over there of being a game
She's
show.
adorable.
Um, we want to welcome the contestants for the show.
Yes, please do, Suzette.
Diana Kelly and Vern. I don't know if you noticed, we brought you over to the panelist side, and you can unmute yourself so you can talk. And you won the raffle to be the contestants for the show, and have fun, win big.
I think maybe, Rachel, you should just call upon Diana or Vern to answer a question. So,
Are they gonna wait? I can't see them. Maybe it's because I have my thing small.
I think all you can see is my screen.
I see it. I see their little names. Got you.
Okay.
Can
Can you hear me?
I
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to be sure.
can
Hi.
you bring their faces over?
They would
Yeah.
have to show
All right.
their-
Come on, y'all. Don't be shy. Get on camera.
I'm not sure how to do it.
What's the camera button?
No, it doesn't work that way. I had to go to my meeting.
It's okay. Mine wasn't on at first either. My 14-year-old, because they know everything so much better. Push this button. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work,
So, anyways, I guess, Diana, what brings you to Hope Week this year?
I have been with them ever since I've been on dialysis, and I got my kidney 2 years ago. And I continue to be with Hope Week because I feel there's always something you can learn. I love the camaraderie. I love Lori, Cher, and all the other people that make the Hope Week happen. And I just feel very blessed that I'm part of this group. So thank you, everybody, for participating.
And Vern, what about you?
I got my kidney over 2 years ago. Have listened to the podcast a few times. Just got into the support group about a month ago, and other than that, have not done much in the site.
Okay, well, I guess let's start with the questions. Y'all changed the slides, right? Not me?
Yes,
Okay, do you want to bring up question number 1?
I did.
Oh, why doesn't mine show? Mine just still shows the first one. Never mind. Okay.
You
I
can't see the screen?
We
It's
are all
just-
looking at the title.
We don't have
Mine
the
still shows the
question
title screen, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird because I'm showing. Okay, how about now?
yet. No.
No.
I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, it did for just a second and then it went away.
Gremlins.
Hi,
I
Rachel.
don't know what's
It's a
wrong.
teenager when you have them. Want them.
I'm doing everything right. Can you see it now?
Just
Just
the
the title
introduction
page.
screen.
Okay, so now, how about now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this question is going to be for Diana.
Mhm.
What is the primary function of healthy kidneys? A, to hold a secret stash of chocolate. B, to filter waste and excess fluid from the blood. C, to audition for a medical drama. Or D, to remind you where you left your keys.
It's B.
It is.
Yay.
So
ding,
the correct
ding,
answer
ding.
was B, a softball question to get us started. Let's bring up question number 2. All right, Vern, this one might be tricky. What is the
Yeah.
number one cause of kidney failure? High blood pressure, smoking, diabetes, or swallowing chewing gum?
Golly, if I don't know, I should answer the weird one, but I'm going to say high blood pressure.
It would be incorrect, my friend.
Must be
Diabetes.
That's why I
diabetes.
said
then.
it's a
Yes.
trick. So high blood pressure is actually the second leading cause to kidney failure. The first one is my best friend, diabetes.
Yeah.
All right. Back to you, Diane. How many people are on dialysis in the United States?
I'm going to say C, 750,000.
500,000. So not quite as much.
Yeah.
Please don't give us goals to shoot for in this war. So the correct answer is B. Oh, you switched it.
I'm sorry. Should I go back?
It's okay. Nope, that's fine. So, Vern, which of the following is not a symptom of kidney disease? Swelling, fatigue, a sudden desire to wear mismatched socks, or changes in your urination patterns?
Probably swelling.
Not a
No.
symptom.
Boy, I'm batting 100 here.
Just read the question again. It's which one of the following is not a symptom?
Oh, okay. Yeah, smelling mismatched socks.
Yes.
Accurate. So, yeah. Your sock preference has nothing to do with whether or not your insides work. All right, you want to do the next one?
Yep.
So, Diane, during hemodialysis, blood is filtered through which device? A ventilator, a dialyzer, a flux capacitor, or a washing machine?
B, a dialyzer.
You sure? Because I call mine the washing machine.
That's probably true.
It is.
Yeah.
Just cleans my blood and my attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Vern, this one's for you. Dialysis rids your body of harmful waste, but what else does hemodialysis remove? Insulin,
Water.
fat.
Water.
Very good.
Mhm.
Yep. And I will say, I believe it's true. Y'all can fact check me if I'm wrong. Depending on like your severity of like kidney disease and like how well or not well your kidneys are performing, there are some people who like they only have to like filter because they still have residual kidney function and that can keep up. But like I know like for me, sometimes there are days where like I'll pull more or I'll pull less depending on like how much. Cause there's been like maybe one treatment in the last 6 years where I'm like, oh, I don't have to pull fluid. Cool, we'll just clean blood. So next question is for Diane.
Mhm.
What is the primary cause of anemia in people undergoing dialysis? Increased blood loss, iron deficiency. I'm going to butcher this.
I know.
Lack of erythropoietin production, or high dietary iron intake.
Since I don't know what C is, I'm going to say iron deficiency, B.
No, the correct
It is
answer is
that?
C.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you were ever at your clinics given Epogen
I
or
was. Yeah.
Micera, yeah, those are the drugs that help stimulate the production of
Okay.
that.
And I was paying attention yesterday, but I guess I just didn't really know what that was. But EPO, I guess, is short for that.
Yep.
Well, and I
Erythropoietin.
just want to clarify to everybody, the other blood loss can cause anemia too. So we probably should have worded that question a little bit better. But our kidneys don't make erythropoietin
Okay.
hormone, so production, and there's new mechanisms now. So bear with us. Don't quote us on that.
Is it possible for like some people's kidneys to, even though they're failed, still make that?
People who have polycystic kidney disease seem to have a better, and I am not a doctor, everybody. They seem to have a little bit more ability to produce some of that, but a lot of people lack the ability to. So we need help in creating red blood cells. And iron is a very big component of red blood cells. So we need to talk to our doctor and learn what's best for us because feeling anemic is horrible. And we need to understand that number. So just wanted to clarify that a little bit as we work on this subject a little bit. But we want people to be aware to watch your anemia numbers and talk to your doctor about it.
Okay. So Vern, what are the types of dialysis that can be done at home? Hemo
Well,
and peritoneal, X-ray and ultrasound, just peritoneal, or physical and chemotherapies?
both of them, hemo and peritoneal. I did both at home.
You did?
Yes.
Which one did you do first?
Peritoneal.
Did it eventually stop working, like what happens to a lot of people, or why'd you switch?
It never really worked correctly for me. We were on it for about a year, and it was just aggravating more than anything.
Hmm.
So had a lot of sleepless nights when the machine should have worked, but it didn't. So yeah, we went back to hemo and ended up doing home hemo.
How long did you do it? The
Uh,
home
paired
one, the home hemo.
home hemo for about a year, a little bit over a year.
See, I've never done PD and I wouldn't do it. I think it's great for the people that it does work for. But I live in Texas where if you don't swim, you die in the summer. It's bad. It's like 95 degrees and it's mid-October right now. All right, so back to Diane.
Mhm.
Which dietary mineral often needs to be limited for a person on dialysis? Potassium, iron, zinc, or a cubic zirconia?
A, potassium.
Yes, ma'am.
What
So
happened
it
to
was
the slides?
So it was
can't see this.
explained to me that both the potassium and the phosphorus molecules are bigger than other toxins and blood components. So like when it goes through the dialyzer, it's not as easy to get those to pull through.
Mhm.
And that's why they're concerned for renal patients. Lori, feel free to jump in if I'm wrong. All right, Vern, What is the primary function of dialysis? To remove waste products from the blood, to provide a great excuse for missing class, to ensure that your coffee always tastes fresh, or to help you breathe underwater?
Ooh, that's a tough one. To remove all the waste product from my blood.
That is accurate.
Hey.
Yep.
Can everyone see the slides?
Yep. We're on number 10. So on to question 11. Diane, what of the following is a common symptom of gout? Chronic fatigue, joint swelling and pain, frequent headaches, or a skin rash?
I believe it's joint swelling and pain.
That is correct.
Mhm. Thank God I never had it, because apparently it's very, very painful. But it happens a lot with your foot. Is that right? Your toe, or I know that's what people
I
say.
think people get it like in their toes often.
Yeah. Have you
I
had
don't know.
it?
My joints are starting to hurt too. I'm only 37, and like I'm at a crux between like, is it because I'm old or is it something else? So yeah, hopefully it's not that. I didn't sign up for this. All right. Question number 12. Vern, who can be a donor for a kidney transplant? Only a family member, only people with the same blood type, any individual who meets the medical criteria, including living and deceased donors, or people with perfect teeth.
Aw. Well, one of them looks right, but C should be the right answer, I think.
C is the correct answer.
Because
So
they can
was
cross match.
right. So was your transplant, was it a living or a deceased donor?
Deceased.
What about you, Diane?
Actually, in a coma, and that so when they made the decision to donate, deceased, but only within hours. So
Wow.
yeah,
I consider that like a living one if it was a
Yeah, I mean,
situation like that.
literally, yeah, I was just so lucky. Yep.
Okay, so Diane, what are the main reasons people give a living kidney donation? To help a friend or a family member, to get frequent flyer miles, to receive an Oscar, or to help their chances of winning the lottery?
It's definitely A, to help a friend or family member.
That is correct. So living donors are heroes. And while it would be great if they got like frequent flyer miles, Oscars, or, maybe a tax credit, yeah, they don't.
Would
You have
be
to be
nice.
like a really kind soul to want to do that and like help somebody else's life. And like, honestly, I don't feel like unless you know someone in that situation or you're touched by it in one way, I don't feel like most people think about it. I know that in the United Kingdom, their donor system is opposite of ours. So like you have to opt out of it. Everybody's automatically opted into it. So that's interesting to me because here,
Rachel, can I just make a comment about that? It's interesting because when I was younger, I remember, being asked like to be a donor. They ask you on your driver's license and everything, and I always said yes. But then when I was needing a kidney, I started thinking, we only have one heart, we have one liver, and but we have two kidneys, and I think that it goes through people's mind as well. If I donate one, what happens if something happens to the other one? And it's like, well, it's a hard question, to ask anybody. So I just feel sometimes it's like, you can't think that way when you're a donor. You just have to say, hey, I've got two, I'm going to give one, but it is, yeah.
yeah, I mean, and then like so many people think that like if you are a donor, that I see it all the time. It's like, well, if you're a donor and you get pulled in by an ambulance, they're not going to save you because they want your parts. I'm like, that's not true. 100% not true. Like somebody call the fake news police because like that needs to stop. because it scares people out of wanting to do it. Like, I'm a donor. My kidneys aren't good. You're not going to want those. But like, I got skin, I got eyes. You could part me out. I'm cool with it.
Absolutely.
All right. So next question is going to be for Vern, right?
Yep.
Or did I mess up my rotation? Okay, cool. Can you travel while on dialysis? And after you answer it, I'll have a follow-up question. So no, it's impossible. Yes, with careful planning, only to nearby locations, or only during holidays.
Yes, you can.
Did you travel at all while you were on home or peritoneal?
Yes, both. To Nebraska when I was on peritoneal. You have to watch your temperatures close because it was warm up there when I traveled up there. Also, Texas a few times with my hemo machine.
Yeah. I've gone with my home machine. I went on a Disney cruise. I went to Disneyland, and I went to Las Vegas. It's always fun flying with it because they'll check it. And a few times, like, this giant machine in a big metal case comes like billowing down, baggage claim, like boom, boom, boom. And it's like, that's me. Thanks. And you always have to argue with the people to take it. I don't know if you ever flew with one of your machines, but like the check counter people, that we can't take that. I'm like, yes, you can. And no, you're not charging me for it. That's cool. I'll call DOT right now.
That's good to know. I mean, we always drove, so not a problem.
All right. Diane, how many kidneys does the typical human have? 3,000, 20, 1, or 100?
C, 2.
Correct. We have 2 kidneys. You only need 1. So share your spare. All right. Vern, approximately how many liters of blood do the kidneys filter each day? Around
Wow.
12. Around 12. Okay, we're talking about healthy kidneys here, right, Lori? Like, not what I filter on my machine, like a
Right.
regular working
Yes.
person's. Okay. So 12 liters, 470, 180, or 800.
Wow. I'll go with B, 470, but it's probably higher.
Answer is C,
C.
180. I'm trying to do math. Like, how many is that an hour?
Well, because I did 40 a day on hemo
Right.
in 3.5 hours. So,
Yeah. I think I do like between 55 and 60 on my machine. So, yeah. But remember, the machine only does like a fraction of what the regular ones do. So, unfortunately, I wish they had one that was like an insulin pump. Like, I could just have like a little like clipped on dialysis machine. But then, like, where would the waste product go? I don't know. I could hold it in a bag and then I just go to the bathroom and it would work. I'm gonna call some people and get on
I
this.
think Rachel, you are onto something, and we should get you a scholarship to go do the research.
A research grant. Yeah. I mean, it would be like people walk around with like ostomy bags and stuff. I would walk around with the pee bag on me 100% if it meant that I didn't have to like be chained to a machine and I could be like mobile and do stuff. Absolutely.
Well, they are working on some projects like that. The big issue is with any type of artificial product in our body that does blood, it's coagulation.
Yeah.
It's coagulation because the blood clots. And so that's a very big issue with any type of internal devices. And I know that they're working on it, and there's some people that are, it's in the lab. And so I think that we'll see something in the future. They have one portable pack. I saw at a dialysis unit that it's like you wear a belt and you walk around with it. And but you have to have it all the time. You look like a spacesuit, and they've been trying that, but nothing has really been produced where it could, I think, be a long-term solution yet. My hope is that stem cells are going to really change the game. That's where I think the most hope is for kidney regeneration. But time will tell. And Rachel, I think you did an amazing job. Isn't she funny, everybody? Give her a warm round of applause.
Yay!
And I think all of our contestants get prizes. You're going to get a little kidney in the mail.
Oh,
You're all getting
You're getting
kidneys in the
a
mail. So we're going to send those to you. And I think we're going to take a couple minute breaks, but I thought that while we're taking a break we're going to take about a 5-10 minute break. But if Rachel would stay with us, I would love for anybody to ask her any questions. Because of the fact that she has so much knowledge, she has navigated home dialysis with so many issues that I've heard her deal with, and then, frustrated and overcomes it and has a big smile today. And she has to do it because she has two little girls and a husband who depend on her. She has to fight.
Stand up. You can stand by me.
I mean, yes. And and I all know that everybody gets tired and gets frustrated, but if you have any words of wisdom about just not giving up, well, we take a break. People can go get up and stretch their legs, but I think I want to just keep everybody live before we go to our next speaker. That, please share anything. And if you have it in the chat, like a message, if you have, raise your hand. Let's just take this couple of minute break to share some ways that we stay positive. And I think that I know for me that I've been in some very dark places at time. And one thing that really helps me is somebody else telling me it's going to be okay. That really helps me. And I don't know if you feel that way, Rachel, or share, but sometimes I need somebody else to tell me everything's going to be okay. Just breathe. Get a good night's sleep.
You're my kidney fairy godmother, so you're usually the one who tells me, like, wait to worry. You will be fine. It'll be okay.
Yep. I mean, it's, you have all these strategies that you use, and we all go to those places where that committee goes crazy in our head and tells us the worst. And I love to say this joke, there's nothing but fear itself. Wait, what is it? I just lost the thought. What is that saying by there's nothing to fear but fear itself or an unskilled IV nurse? Whenever there is needles involved and you do not have good accesses, you don't have a good access site or you have problems sticking. That's one of my biggest fears and so frustrations, because I don't know if anybody's ever felt like a human pincushion before, but that'll put me straight in to feeling pretty sad and depressed if I've had to be sticked more than twice. And
I
so
don't let them stick me. Like, I'm even if I go get blood drawn, I'm like, do you really have to do it? Like, it's cool, I can do it. Like, just I'm like, no, ma'am, you can't. And I'm like, okay.
well, since we have your children on, maybe they have some words of wisdom about how not to stay in a positive attitude. How do you help mom stay positive when she's having a down day?
Let me hold on.
Let Alyssa go first.
Sometimes when I hear me scream, if I'm in the loft, or like if she says ow, I ask if she's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be watching my TV show. Ow, Mom, are you okay? So hi. Well, there's like two things. I write every school report about her. Every school report that's like, write about your hero for reading. I'm like, my mother. So that's what I do. And then I get her water. I get her fruit snacks. I move her machine. I do a bunch of things, and I always be there for her. And I always try to tell her that it's going to be okay. Like, I wrap her arm and we talk about our days. in high school. So yeah, that's what we do. And
So,
like I always try to help her.
Okay, you got
Lori,
one more
can
thing?
I ask a question?
Kind of too. Wait, can I say one more thing? So if our dad is gone because he does a 12 or 11-hour job, I can also push the machine if my sister's still at piano. I've done it.
Alyssa decorates my machine. You see the "I love you, mommy" on the side of it,
Dance mom, because I'm a dancer.
and they put stickers on it. Anyways, well, what was your question?
I would like to know which one is going to be a doctor.
My sister.
Emma says she's gonna be a doctor.
All right, awesome. I think you know what? I think you have it in you.
I want to be a singer. I want to be a singer.
I let them draw my blood on lab days,
Oh yeah, sometimes I take your blood.
and then the big one, she'll spin it for me. I'm like, hey, just put it in the centrifuge, push start. Hey,
Spin. I don't know how to spin it.
these are life skills they're acquiring here. Plus, like, that's also another thing I try to get everybody like in the communities to know is that like even if you have small children, I did in center for like 9 months. So right around the time this one turned 3 is whenever I came home. She never like messed with my arm, tried to like was freaked out by it or anything like that. So like don't feel like because you're in this life situation, you can't like be a mom and still like take care of your kids and do stuff.
Stick it in. I'm not scared of that. If blood starts coming out, I'll be like, with my phone, 911, what's my emergency? My mom's going to probably die.
The big one was next to me one day. So like the old cartridges used to have this medicine port off of the dialyzer. Well, I didn't make sure it was clamped. So I've been on the machine for like an hour and a half. I'm starting to feel like lightheaded. I'm like, what's wrong? Yes, I looked down. There's like a huge pool of blood on my hardwood floor. I was like, oh man, yeah, that'll do it. All right, let's clamp that. So yeah, I mean, you just gotta roll with it. It freaked my older one out though. She was like, Mom, you're gonna die. I'm like, no, I'm not. I fixed the problem. I'll feel better in a minute.
Blood always rewinds.
Any other questions?
I think I know why people don't want to work with children or pets. They always steal the show. You're absolutely wonderful. And if you ever, if you ever want to put your kids up for adoption, I'm over here.
Don't say that, Lori, because you have an animal rescue. They will both leave me tonight. Not so loud. Yeah. One day, next time I come to California, I will find you. It's gonna happen.
I can't wait. Thank you. Thank you. You take care of your mom, and I'm going to turn it over to Isela. And Rachel, thank you for being such a good sport with us.